So it looks like the Lizzo fans had a problem with me exposing her lies about racism and putting their fragile ideology in jeopardy. So let's see what they had to say. By the way, disregard the random dude playing peekaboo in the video. I don't know what he's doing.
This right here, this is the face of the conservative pick me. Is all these black people running around regurgitating terrible talking points that they get from conservatives.
The classic conservative pick me insult. Who would have guessed it? These aren't even conservative talking points, and if you did some critical thinking and just a little research into my content, you would realize that my position on racism has almost zero congruence with the traditional conservative view of racism. But hey, research and critical thinking keep you from having hard-hitting one-liners like conservative pick me, so I see why you avoid doing that.
You lying on the woman. The woman said racism, like other isms, is a system. She never made the claim that racism was a system because you put ism on it.
Really? I lied on the woman? All right, let's see. Roll the clip.
Racism is a system, just like all the other isms, just like all the other isms, all the other isms.
Now, I might be tripping, but that clearly shows Lizzo saying racism is a system just like all the other isms, not just other isms. And you literally have exactly what she said written out in your caption, so I don't know if you missed it or you're just being intentionally self-deceptive.
When words have ism as their suffix, it denotes a distinctive practice, system, or philosophy.
System, like she said, so she's not wrong even with your definition, but continue.
Remember what he said in that specific clip because it will come up later in the video, but let's get back to it.
Race is a system that orders and categorizes people based on their phenotype, skin tone, etc. in this society.
Wrong, but you were so close. Race isn't a system of categorization. It's just one kind of categorization based upon the things you mentioned and other physical or social qualities. Racism is the prejudice, antagonism, and or discrimination of persons on the basis of their race. Systemic racism is the structural and institutional oppression of groups of people based upon their race. And this is not at all a hard concept to grasp unless you're committed to being willfully obtuse for the sake of upholding an incoherent ideology.
So if you just read the definition of the word,
I'm going to tell y'all right now, anytime you have an intellectual conversation and somebody tells you just read the definition, they only have an elementary, base level, surface level understanding of what y'all about to discuss.
See, what's interesting is how you were fine with me using the dictionary definition of ism in one part of my argument, but now all of a sudden have a problem when I use the dictionary definition of racism in this part of my argument. Especially since both the definitions I use come from the same Oxford Dictionary that's the definitive, largest, and most trusted dictionary among English speakers. It's almost as if you're only fine with considering the definitions of words unless it's inconvenient to your argument or just outright disproves it. Kind of like how this one does. Definitions of words are important because they tell you what a word is, what it means, and how it's used. Now, dictionaries don't tell you everything like the etymology of a word, its historical significance, who created the word, none of that. You have to do further research to figure all that out, but if you solely want to understand the meaning of a word and how to use it, that's what the dictionary is for. And you don't get to edit in your own definition of a word just because you read a couple things about its history. So you can say, no, the largest and most trusted dictionary in the world is wrong and I'm right, but who are you?
oh no, racism doesn't have to be a system, even though it can be.
If it can be a system, then what are you arguing with her about? If it can be a system, what is your beef with her saying that it's a system?
What? Saying something can be a specific thing is not the same as saying something is a specific thing. The difference is, wait, this isn't first grade English class. Everybody with a brain already understands this.
Does that mean that in feminism, the feminists have the power in the system?
Yes. If there was a feminist system, that means that feminists would be in control of that system. That's not a hard question to answer, bro.
What was that? In a feminist system? Why would you add the word system if you claim that words like feminism and racism imply an inherent system? In that sorry attempt of a gotcha moment, you just revealed to everybody exactly what I've been saying and what you clearly understand already. You have to say the word system after feminist because feminism itself doesn't imply a system. Just like you have to say the word systemic before racism because racism doesn't imply a system.